Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to yet another episode of the Goodcast Show. That's right. So before we begin, I have a bit of announcement to some of y'all. Firstly, thank you all so much for hitting me up on the comments on TikTok. Some of you even sent me messages requesting for the full videos and of my chats. So what I did, I locked my family in a basement and I decided to archive all the video and audio content. So now, if you want the full stuff, if you just can't get enough of us and you want the full episodes, go to YouTube, The Goodcast Show. If you're driving, you're at the gym and you still want to hear my voice, go to Spotify for the full audio clips. And if you like just me in bits, go to TikTok and IG Reels and YouTube Shorts, all of it at The Goodcast Show, so you can enjoy everything right there. Now, today, The Goodcast Show goes international. That's right. We have an Italian with us who, if I did not know any better, I would think I'm sitting next to Lalo Salamanca. Do you watch that show? Are you a fan of Better Call Saul? No?
No, not
You look
really.
exactly like him. I'll show you the picture after this.
Yeah? Okay.
Yes. So he is a man who champions mental health, empowerment, the ability to talk about your emotions and really be vulnerable and open among men. So I'm very, very interested with this. He has his own podcast too called Choose Your Day with Maury.
No, Tuesday with Maui.
Tuesday with Maury. My mistake.
Almost there. No,
Almost there.
Getting close.
So you can catch that on IG as well. And he also has his own men's community. He's the founder and driver of it. It's called Men's Circle. Am I right?
That's correct.
Perfect. I got one right today. And he's even gone as far as Penang. So I'm very, very interested to talk to him about it. Please put your hands together in the privacy of your own homes for Maurizio. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing very, very well. And thank you so much, by the way, for this opportunity to be part of the show.
No worries. In fact, we have to thank KL Podcast Studio for actually connecting us.
Absolutely.
So thank you for coming on. Now, I was watching clips of your men's circle.
Yeah.
And again, this was quite a unique thing. I've not heard of anything like that occurring similarly in this country. But I have a question. I don't see any booze in the retreats. Why is that so?
Yeah, because no, there are actually, but we hide them.
That's the fun time. That comes after 11 when the cameras are off.
There you go.
Because I wanted to join. I was like, there's no booze. But now I'm coming.
But you should actually. Jokes apart, it's a beautiful experience. Mm-hmm. And as you said, it's quite uncommon at the moment in Malaysia, but it is becoming more and more popular. It's getting more and more traction. And when I say traction, means awareness. And it's a beautiful journey that started a year ago, actually. We did celebrate 1 year anniversary in October. And just started as a project, as an idea. And I find a place which is called the My Student Cafe. Mm-hmm. It's right behind Intermark Mall in KLCC.
Okay.
It's a kind of holistic place where they do practice yoga. They gave me the opportunity to have a room there. So one Thursday a month, a bunch of guys, we sit literally in a circle, mm-hmm. and we start and we learn actually on how to be vulnerable, which is the main idea of a men's circle. It's all about vulnerability.
All right. I mean, now I want to get to that, the men's circle thing. And I'm just curious. Now, you don't have to share anything, names or anything like that, but I'm just curious about one thing. What are the most common sharing topics that are discussed in a men's circle? What are men facing today? What are the challenges? What are the issues?
That's a very good one. So, just to reply to your question, then I can tell you which topic we go through during the men's circle. What I believe men are now facing, a lot of them, is the fear of not being enough, not doing enough, and not having enough. And that's a big one, because I've been asking the guys, just to let you know, there are about 60 men in the men's circle in Kuala Lumpur. We just opened about 15 in Penang, and then I'll tell you other things that I'm doing. The main fear, one of the main fears, is they do not feel enough. Yeah. And it's because a lot of conditioning, You will never be enough. If you ask Elon Musk, probably, and he has $3 billion in his bank account, most likely will tell you it's not enough. So that's a big topic. So
And I do agree. And let me tell you, I've always been of the mindset that that being a man, right, all your problems, all the challenges you face, you just take it on the chin, all right? But that would have worked, say, 20 years ago. In today's climate, with social media, with what's happening now, you get a constant bombardment of men to be something. There is always a demand on us, right? Whether it's relationship, you have to provide, you have to be this, you have to be that, you have to open car doors, you have to chase the moon for your woman. You know, I don't know. There are many other things. In career, there's so much of pressure to excel. So I think your group now is more relevant than ever before because men need an outlet to actually release these emotions, right?
absolutely, there's a lot of well said. There is a lot of confusion, you know, for the younger generation, and I talk about men. There is a lack of role models. And in this generation, of course, many guys and girls, they do rely on social media as a form of interact, you know, and we all have a kind of avatar in social media, you know, so you can really manipulate the perception that people can have about you.
Of course.
If, you know, I just get a picture of myself, always smiling, very happy, the perception you have, oh, look, Mauri is such a nice guy, always smiling. While behind the curtains, I might be depressed. So you mentioned the society, I call it conditioning. So doesn't matter, we have men that come from different walks of life. Europeans, of course, Malaysians, Indians, Bumi, and Chinese. We got any kind of. So we embrace all religions. There is no difference due to the skin color. We really see just a man which is going through his journey. He has the courage to sit down on the circle and being able to listen, not only to others, first to himself. Look, as a man, as you just said before, we've been trained how to be a provider, how to, you know, just keep pushing, no pain, no gain. This kind of attitude and approaching to life, which is a very masculine energy. Masculine energy, I mean, is commitment, consistency, overcome the pain. Feminine energy is forgiveness, acceptance, surrendering. Every man and every woman, in life, we both carry two different kind of energy, masculine and feminine. The thing is that a woman accepts much easier this thing. A man, due to the conditioning, is afraid to accept, I got some feminine energy in me. And it's a big mistake, because once you are able to tap into different energies according to the situation you are in, if you need to forgive, and you apply hardcore your masculine energy, you will carry resentment in your life for the rest of your days. So what we are learning in the men's circle is rule number 1, there is no leader. Rule number 2, every voice is equal. Rule number 3, we respect and we create a safe space for others. Doing so, you can see these big guys coming in, sitting down, and most of the time the guys are sent by the wives, the girlfriends, just to let you know. They are the ones sending the guys to the circle, because the guys are really struggling to share their emotions to the partner. And by the time, it's a beautiful process, because you see these big guys, big as you, sitting down on the floor with us, and then you can see that they start to be more attentive of what is going on within them. And you know, I'm sure you can agree on this, the reality that we live in is nevertheless the reflection of what we carry inside. So what if we start to listen and be aware of first our inner chat? The inner talk we have usually within ourselves, man, is very harsh. You let this fall down, Mauri, you're so stupid. You make a mistake with a colleague, Mauri, I can't say bad words, but Mauri, you are this and that. It's just the fact that we start to, that's one of the first steps we've been suggesting to the guys. You start to be aware of your inner talk. You start to say, wow, am I so mean with myself? Consequently, if you are mean with yourself, if you cannot forgive yourself, if you are not compassionate with yourself, how can you be forgiving, compassionate with your spouse, with your neighbor, with your colleague? It's a beautiful journey. Women, they've been doing a way better job than us. It's much more accepted the fact that they are vulnerable. It's not a weakness between women. It's accept the fact that they can be moody. It's accept the fact that between themselves, like a community, they can have intimacy. As intimacy between women or men does not mean sex. Being means have a real brotherhood, real sisterhood. They can say, hey, Vinod, I got a problem with my colleagues. I don't feel enough. Hey, Vinod, I'm struggling financially. I'm doing my best, but it's not working. And I don't feel enough. So that kind of courage, very little men have.
Yeah, of course. I've never had that type of talks with my friends.
Yeah,
No
it's
way.
easier to say, let's go. And as you said before, where is the booze?
Yeah.
It's much easier to go out and have a drink. It's much easier to go to the gym and show your bicep.
Yeah.
I lift more than you. But if I ask you, how is it going over there, here?
I would ask my friend, why are you asking me this question?
Yeah, you feel you feel that I'm invading your space.
Yeah. But isn't that just how we are then? I mean, men are generally, from our caveman days, we are programmed. We are programmed to be leaders and the ones who put food on the table.
Yeah.
But, I mean, doesn't that erode at our male uniqueness compared to the female gender?
Absolutely. So we celebrate the uniqueness of genders, and in a society where women and men are emotionally mature, can you perceive the beauty? What if you got men and women that they are able to live respecting the differences?
Of course.
Like
That's
religion,
important.
like skin color. I just see beauty in diversity. I don't see a limitation. See, wow, you're Muslim, I'm Christian, whatever. Wow, I love you, brother. I mean, there is no difference. We just embracing different beliefs, but we're still human beings. The thing is, between men and women, most of the men, when they are killers, they rape, they abuse physically, could be a man or a girl. Most of the time, they got massive traumas and they don't know how to process them. So what they do, they use the force, the physical force. But if you are in a position that you can understand and process where the pain comes from, what can I do about it? You don't even think to go and be violent with a woman, because you will solve the situation in a different way. You sit on the table, you discuss.
Of course, yeah, that's true. I think communication between partners is very important to be to basically co-live.
It's everything, man.
It's everything, yeah, definitely. So that is a nice segue into relationships. This is something that I think men nowadays do struggle with, especially in the modern day society with, the sort of the whole weighing scales now leaning towards women in terms of the #MeToo movement, woke culture and all this, where there's never been more pressure on men to deliver or perform, right? To provide, in terms of provide a certain image for the woman, in a relationship. What would you advise men today? How do they develop and sustain successful relationships with the opposite gender?
Okay, number one, be a good listener. So most of the time,
Come on, Maurice. That's tough.
But it's part of the journey, my friend. It's part of the journey.
Fair enough.
Most of the time, our partners, they come and they start to share with us what is going on with them. As a man, again, as a provider, immediately we come there. I got a solution for this, this, and this. While she just wants you to shut up
And listen.
and say, hey, just create a safe space for me. Just listen to me. Because a woman wants to feel safe. And not necessarily because you can buy 6 cars, 3 houses, and whatever, Gucci's bag. Just to feel safe that she can be open, she can be understood. The thing is, again, if as a man we do not understand that we gotta start listen first of all what is going on here, more than the mind itself. Mind, once you start to have awareness of what you're talking, how you talk to yourself, but it's more what is going on in here. When I feel a pain, I don't have to say, okay, I just keep going, because what we do, we put it under the carpet, but it's not gonna go away. It becomes bigger, bigger, and bigger. Unfortunately, in the last 10 years, the first cause of man death in the States, the first one, a country with 500 million people, suicide. Singapore, nearby us, suicide for men. UK, the same. Canada is getting there. All these kind of, let's call it, developed countries. Why? Because men, due to the fact that there's a lot of conditioning, they have to over-provide, and there is never an ending. So many guys, they end up overwork themselves if they're not in a relationship, abusing alcohol, drugs, and pornography. That's another big one, you know, which is a very subtle things. I'm not one that I'm not conservative at all. But if it is an abuse of pornography, it becomes an addiction as well.
Yes, it does.
And consequently, who abuse porno thinks that all the girls, they are, you know, like porno actresses. So there is this kind of mental loop that pushes guys to do not respect enough women. This is something that's happening, especially in the youngster a lot.
But I think on that point, because that's a very interesting topic that you bring up, abuse of pornography, I think the problem there is because the society we live in today, we are very weird in our way that we perceive sex. Very weird. In fact, if you go back into the history of Southeast Asia, Asia and all that, particularly, you will notice that, for example, there was a book written by Islamic scholars of Indonesia. This is before the colonials came, you know, the Westerners, the white people. Just kidding. Matsale came, man. So before that, the Islamic scholars actually produced a book on love and sex, right? If you go to Nepal, for example, right? You go to Nepal, you go to the Hindu temples there, you will find erotic carvings on the temple.
Sure.
Right? If you read about Malaysian history, they were very, very experimental on sex. Very. Read the book, What Your Teacher Didn't Tell You by Dr. Farishno. Fantastic book. I think all children should read that book, all school-going kids. And so we were very open with this. We were very, this topic was very approachable to us. In fact, I saw a TEDx talk recently where this lady said that the problem with pornography is that it is the first form of sex education that every man goes through.
Wow, that's true, actually.
Right? So whatever sex, instead of being this sanctimonious, it's an act that is very, some even say it's a path to the divine, right? Pagan beliefs actually believe that. It has become this sort of violent, denigrating act thanks to porn. So I think, and please share your thoughts on this, shouldn't our society change for that problem to be eradicated, the addiction to porn, that we should become more open to pornography or more open to that, not pornography, but more open to talking about sex?
Oh, beautiful. Yes, the latter, second option. More open. There's nothing bad itself with pornography itself.
Yeah.
But when you just rely on pornography, especially, that's the situation, you know. Absolutely, it should be an approach much more open and it's part of our life. It's like having a relationship, learn how to communicate is the same things. You do it through sex.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's not a taboo. And the point is, when something is a taboo, then, you know, you can create around it a lot of, you know, dark sides.
And it is a very, and I used to ask this question. I used to ask myself, why is porn so available? Right? If you notice, porn is available. No matter how much they ban it, no matter how illegal it may be, it's available. You can get it anywhere, anytime you want.
$1 trillion business.
Yeah, and the reason why, when I went to Nepal, I realized that the reason for that is because sex gives you power. It's good for the body. It's good for your brain. It's good for your body chemistry. You know, you feel better, happier. Women sleep better and all that kind of stuff. But masturbation drains you. It eats away at you. And when you watch more porn, apparently there's also a causality between the brain's chemical functions after you consume a lot of porn. So I think all this needs to be talked about, which is where things that you are creating, like Men's Circle and all this, should really address this. Like, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this, right? Now, in terms of men, nowadays, you talk about relationships, you talk about us being able to listen and all that, right? One of the things that I notice about men, especially younger men, when I meet them and they talk about relationships and all that, is that they carry all the burden to ensure that a relationship is successful. That's what we have become. That's what I talk to them, right? Shouldn't the role also be carried on by women? Shouldn't there be infrastructures put in place within a home to make life better for a man?
Yes, sir. And you know why? It's called people pleasing. And people pleasing, again, you see, for example, there's a beautiful book that I suggest, and we shared in a group, men's circle, No More Mr. Nice Guy. And this syndrome is like many men or husband. There is a group on Facebook, by the way, where I try to go in. I got in. It's a Malaysian gentleman that lives in Singapore. He has 3,000 people, husband in trouble. And I try to, to launch a message. I say, guys, I can do a men's circle online. Most of them are from America. Say, for free, complimentary. But I didn't get much traction. And it's a place where basically they just complain about the wife. And I said, you keep guys complaining about the wife without understanding that you are not putting any boundaries. So these guys that you just mentioned, I'm sure that if we have them here and we dive deep in the conversation with them, any form of people pleasing is fear-based. If I'm not pleasing you, you will not accept me. If I do not please you, you will let me go. So, and in my 20s, I was a people pleaser as well. Not extreme, but I was questioning myself. Because in my imaginarium, I always wanted to be going along with everyone, not only with my partner, but with everyone. And then I was asking myself, but why am I like that? Then when I start to dig down, I said, wait a second, that's a fear-based. There's some fear that if I'm not kind with my girlfriend, she won't accept me.
Okay.
And again, one of the topics on the men's circle was how to put healthy boundaries. So these guys are most likely, the one that you were mentioning, quite insecure of themselves. And you don't have to be a macho, go to the other side to be toxic, masculine. You just have to be, in order to be, I very much believe, fascinating for a woman, you have to carry with you your masculinity.
Yes.
But you don't need to be 100 kg of muscles and, you just have to be comfortable in your skin. You can be short and 120 kilos, you can be skinny and tall, you can be, but comfortable in your skin. And the only way you cannot run away from that is to close your eyes and start to get within. You won't find answers in your friends, in your wife, in your colleague, in a book. The answers, and it takes courage, you find them within.
I think it also takes a bit of introspection, right?
All introspection.
Yeah. No, because like for me personally, before I married my wife also, we had a talk, which I'm surprised that a lot of men don't do. Like before in our first, maybe second date, we sat down. I was very honest. I said, look, this is what I expect. This is what I'm able to deliver. If you don't like it, that's fine. Let's have a nice meal and call it off. But that, and it really worked out because then we had an honest conversation about what our expectations are with each other. And we said, can we meet that and all that? And it was perfect. It made things easier.
Yes, that's I'm totally agree today. But I do this even in meetings when I do business. So I'm very clear with good manner. I put things on the table. You put your things on the table, and if there is room of collaboration, we can go on. Yeah. I'm not going to hide you think, what's the point? And to discover, to waste your time, to waste my time. Same goes with my Ariel, she's local. The same thing when I met her, she's a yoga teacher. We start to have attraction on each other, and the same things as you did. We put things on the table, and we saw clearly that, say, okay, let's give it a try.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, it's
we
fun.
go, so.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I congrats. I saw pictures of you and your missus as well. Fantastic. So let's help out some of the guys. In fact, previously in an interview, I spoke to a girl about this. I'm going to ask you this question. So what sort of red flags should a man be wary about before selecting his partner?
Wow, it depends because, that's a lovely question. The thing is, red flags usually the hardcore one.
Yeah, hardcore one.
You discover them.
Give me top three.
1 year you spend some time together. But I would say, personally, a big red flag, the main red flag that I won't at this stage in my life accept anymore, having a partner which projects all her insecurities and fears on me.
Oh,
I'm totally okay. And that's why I chose to stay with Ariel, because she's very aware that, she has to do some inner work. And she's not like overloading me with their work. So we have a kind of, I'm very lucky, conscious relationship means that I'm aware that I have to work on myself. And I can be with the super most beautiful lady in the world, but if she is not ready to work on herself in order for her own sake to a better living and for our relationship, I won't be with a person like that because it won't last.
Yeah, and it's tiring.
Yes, we are two entities and we decide to stay together. But both of us, both of the partners, they have to put the work in. And when that happens, then it goes.
Yeah, it's like, I remember when I was younger, I heard this quote by Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil, the American psychologist, and he said that there's a line from a movie, iconic movie called, by Tom Cruise, what's it called? Jerry Maguire, where, he sees the girl and he looks at her and says, "You complete me." And he said that is complete garbage because you have to complete yourself first before you meet someone, right? And I could never understand that. Then now I'm really sure, I was like, oh, yes, that makes sense.
Beautiful. Yeah. That's all about that.
Yeah, all about that. So is that the only red flag? You got another one?
Well, trust. For me, trust is everything. But again, trust is something that I believe that I can affirm that I can have some trust issues. I did ask myself a lot of time, probably, from my case, it's more insecurities, And at the beginning, the relationship with Daryl was happening as well. I was going out, and she was getting the attention of men, not because she was looking for, but guys were looking at her. And, sometimes I was feeling really insecure, Then I was asking myself, I was trying not to show her, but sometimes when the insecurity was very high, I share with her, say, I'm feeling insecure. And you see, she say, okay, Mario, no worries, So she's very understanding. But again, the work is on me. So I was asking, why am I insecure? But now that I'm doing a lot of work on myself, I'm much more into my skin. So can come the Prince of Wales and invite her for dinner, I'm okay because I trust her, and I trust myself.
Awesome, yeah, you should. You're very good looking.
How about you? What is a red flag for you, for a woman?
Oh, red flag for me. Oh, God, that's a good question. Red flag for me, number one is I will never be with a woman who is negative. Negativity bores me. It
switch you off.
So, somebody who just resigns to her fate. I don't like that. You can be down, you can have low points, and we can talk about it and all that. But I don't like a person who continuously comes and, my day was so bad and this and whines about everything. That's a red flag for me. I can't. I also have others, but those are like pretty trivial. Like I don't like women who have
the mustache.
A mustache? No, I don't like that. Those type of women I stay away from. Yeah, I have a few, standard ones, like women who have too many guy friends, I think is a red flag. I'm not for that. Women who still keep in touch with their ex-boyfriends, no, I'm done with all this kind of stuff. Yeah, so those kind of trivial stuff. But I was lucky because when I always believe, because of relationships I went through, I learned, and then when I met my wife, I just... I was able to really, like I said, have a honest conversation with her, tell her my expectations, and things worked out. Things worked out. Now, I want to go back to your men's circle because that's something I find very, very interesting.
Sure.
You've now expanded to Penang as well,
yes.
So congratulations on that.
Super cool.
But before we go into that, just one stop. I want to know about you.
Yeah.
You seem, now when I talk to you, I get the vibe that you're very knowledgeable about these topics. You're very clear on wellness and personal well-being. How did you get that?
I will reply to you by curiosity.
Okay.
Curiosity has been, since I can remember, always my drive. And curiosity brought me to really touch the heaven, especially my 20s, was really skyrocketing to the sky. And the same curiosity to try different things, brought me to experience the darkness of my soul.
Okay.
So I had this pattern of co-creating heavens and then dark. Heaven and dark. And now I was judging when I was in my 20s, 30s, I didn't have enough tools to understand the journey. But now that I'm 46 and I look back, I remove the label of that's good or bad. And you can just see a beautiful flow of life. And the guy which is sitting in front of you is the outcome of that. Probably, if I did not embrace certain things in my life, I wouldn't be so courageous to understand that it's all about serving. I'm all maybe still chasing money, which I did in the past. I make my good money. But for me now, it's all about serving, and find joy in serving. And for some way, what is showing, life is unfolding in front of me that I can serve. And it looks like the niche that I can serve is man. And I can see that I'm serving well in that sense. So I'm implementing it more and more. And
but just on that topic though, I'm just curious, what made you go take this route particularly? There must have been a moment where you said, you know what, you must have seen a moment where, okay, there is a problem here, there is a lacking in terms of mentorship for men. Let me go and help out.
Yeah.
What was that moment?
The truth is, a friend of mine, she's Brazilian, she lives in Malaysia, and she has been always doing a massive work of empowering women, first in China, now in Malaysia. And after a party, it was her birthday, she told me, Mauri, have you ever considered to facilitate a men's circle? And I said, what's a men's circle is? So I immediately watched on YouTube, started to research on Google. And then I said, you know what? That's a beautiful idea. Immediately my ego came up. Come on, Mauri, who's going to come? My insecurities, hey, Mauri, who's going to come to you with your accent? How are you going to gather people? What are you going to do it? All fear. Then I said, you know what? Fuck it.
It's okay. It's on YouTube. It's fine.
Yeah. Let's do it, And I did it. I got a place. I started to gather some friends. Hey, I'm doing this, and this, and this. Immediately people start to gather. And then, more and more and more.
How big is the community now?
In the men's circle in Damai, this place, we call it Sacred Men's Circle, 60 guys.
60 guys, wow.
And I want to say that on Saturday, the 11th, in order to celebrate 1 year, we're going to have a session of 4 hours, usually it's 1.5, where we're going to do a bit of journaling. So the guys are going to come. I'm going to ask them how to translate, which kind of emotion they're going to bring with them. They have to, write down. Then we're going to do a bit of a breath work, a bit of light body workout, some stretching, and then ice bath. They bought a big ice bath,
I saw the video, yeah.
Yeah, at least 2 minutes inside. The water is about 7 degrees, which is super good for the body. And then after it, we're going to do a men's circle.
Okay.
Something very important that I like to share is that at the men's circle, we work, especially for the first year, in the emotional part. Now the guys are ready to understand that it's very important. Now we're going to talk about the body. There is many guys neglect their own health. And it doesn't mean that you have to be six-pack and, super thin, 6%.
By the way, on that topic, I find your IG annoying. My goodness. I saw your videos of you working out. It just reminds me that I should work out.
Yeah, I started 20 years ago.
Okay. I was like, man, this guy has 0% body fat, and you're like, I should go to the gym.
Now I see clearly everything I've been doing before, and I had no clue why I was doing it, is coming to an emerging point, So, as I mentioned before, all the experiences, I try to remove the label good or bad. All the experiences I had in my life, the fact that I've always been very interested on how can I take care of my body, not in an obsessed way, yeah?
Yeah, of course.
And the way I eat, prioritize sleep, it's the lifestyle itself. And I found myself in my 46 that, yes, I got man, my age, hey, Mauri, how can you do that? But I don't take it with the ego side. Absolutely. I say, okay, I can use this as a mean to support others, and now it makes sense.
Yeah.
So what we are doing at the Men's Circle in Kuala Lumpur, in Penang, and I want to say something, I opened a new group, it's called the Brotherhood.
Yes, I saw that on Instagram as well.
Yeah, that one, but what I'm doing I'm marketing it through a Meetup, the application, without even say to the guys, I'm not marketing to the guys already exist in the other two communities, because I want to tackle a different crowd. Maybe the guys that go to the pub, the guys that go to the gym, or they go to do meditation. So a different crowd with the same concept, No,
but I think this is very important now, because I have, I think now especially, there's a lot of stories I'm hearing of men, very young age, just just, having heart problems, getting all sorts of issues, man. It's really tough. And like, even for me, like even now, I'm 38 years old, but I'm sure inside
You're 38?
Yeah.
I thought it was 22, bro.
Oh, yeah, there we go. So I must be doing something right. No, but yeah, so 38, but I feel, I'm sure you are way younger than me. The way you are, I used to be like that, but because I never worked out, stopped working out, lack of sleep, work, it's a real problem. And a lot of people share that problem. And when you have people like you coming in and creating these circles, it's going to really help people get back to their lifestyle. So I really hope things work out for you.
Yeah, why don't you join us once?
Yes, I have a 1-year-old, so that she takes up all my time.
See, now I start with excuses, I know I got a 1-year-old and he's far away. Never mind. One day, if you feel ready, you're going to be my guest. You can join and see us. Jokes apart.
No, definitely. I want to join these things, but you know why? It's just that, I don't get a lot of time to spend with my family. So I'm that kind of guy, like my daughter is everything. So
sorry to interrupt you. How long time are you able to spend with yourself and for yourself?
None.
Yes. So guy, 1 hour and a half a month. Come on, it's not...
Okay, 1 hour, we'll do it.
One hour and a half a month for yourself. And you're going to sit down there without expectation. And then at the end of it, we're going to talk about, you tell me, Mario, wow, what an experience. And there are guys from Brazil, last time was Brazil, Malta, England, Italy, Spanish, 2 Italians, a Spanish guy, of course, Malaysian. You're going to see guys with different accent, different way of looking. And you're going to see a piece of your story in each one of them. And you're going to empathize with one of them. And so what will happen? There is no more separation. There is no more skin color. There is nothing between you and him. You say, fuck it, brother, I was there. I was there as well, I feel you. Something that I like to share, we don't give solution to the guys within the circle. At the end of it, you can talk to everybody. But in order to empathize with them, let's say you share something you're going through, and I resonate with you, I just look at you and I do like this, like, I feel you. But you have to imagine like 20 guys, 15 guys, 10 guys, doesn't matter the number, in this room, where the energy is there, you really feel the connection of a human being. That moment of connection is pure love. And love doesn't mean that, you have to, intimacy. Intimacy with another brother that in a way is resonating with you.
Nice.
This is super powerful.
I will be there. There we go. That's a commitment from me. I'll come.
Okay?
Definitely. I'll see.
The cameras are okay.
Oh my God.
No,
cut this part out.
You cannot refuse it.
Now, let's go to another part that's important in men's lives. Career. That's a very important part. It's a huge part. And you are yourself a very successful career person as well. I've seen.
I would say.
So tell us for people who are starting up, people who are maybe 2-3 years into their working life, right? What does it take to climb up the ladder?
Okay, first of all, the question is, do you want to climb up the ladder? So you got 2 ways. Do you want to fulfill somebody else's dream? So which is totally understandable. It's a more safe way. You can find your own space in a company, in a corporate space, or which takes more courage, a big leap of faith. Are you keen to understand what you really love to do with passion and try to make a business out of it? So those are the 2 things important to understand, first of all. And let's assume that the person says, I feel comfortable to work in a corporate space. Well, that one, you have in control probably 70% of your career. I mean, even less probably, because you can put it in a massive amount of work. But at the end, who decides is somebody which is on top of you, like your
superiors.
Your superiors. Yeah. So, as a rule of thumb, whatever you do, of course, do it, enjoy what you do it committed, and consistency. But in the process, without neglecting, never ever your health, your sleep, the good relationship with yourself, the good relationship with your partners and colleagues. I did. I used to work in Prada, those, and I was doing very well. I started being the top salesperson in the boutique, then become in Italy, then in Europe, then in the world. But in order to be the number one, I was overworking myself. My ego was skyrocketing. And in order to always be the number one in terms of KPIs, I started to step on other people's foot. And it started to create a lot of enemies. So it was not anymore even to make money. It was just to be the number one. And it was so, I could go over everybody for that. And I forgive myself for that. I ask forgiveness for that to all my ex-colleagues, because that one, it took me a while to recover, because was not even more about money, it was just to be the number one. And I won't suggest to anyone to do that, because it's not the right way.
I was having a chat with someone recently, and we were discussing a new project and something I wanted to get myself into. And he told me this statement, and I want you to share your opinion on this statement. He said, you have to choose. You can't, if you want to spend time with your family, then you're not going to make so much money. But if you want to make money, then you have to sacrifice time with your family. How true or how wrong is that?
Okay, starting point, I will never personally state a limiting belief. Whatever you say, whatever you believe in, it will happen. In my podcast, just yesterday, I interviewed this beauty pageant, Viviana Alfred. She's quite popular. And asked the same thing and said, what does it mean for you success, and what are you willing to sacrifice in order to be successful? Most of the people say time. So I'm always very careful on how I formulate what I say. It's a limiting belief, you're not gonna spend with the family. What if I build up a business at home where I can actually interact with my family at least? What if I can have such a profitable business that I can afford a week, a month to spend time with my family? Or I can work remotely. I can take my wife, my kids, I don't know, to Tioman Island, and I work 4 hours a day and I spend some time. That first things I see limiting belief. Second thing is, while again I was working successfully in this high luxury brands environment, I was seeing this guy or girls coming to the boutique, and without even asking a price, how much is that bag? I want to buy this for my wife. Without asking the price, maybe it was 3,000-4,000 euros. So I don't know, 20,000 ringgit, 30,000.
Yeah.
Okay, I want that one. And I was looking at them and say, wow, these guys, 1 o'clock, walking around, buying this and that, but with a nice energy, like a gentleman. Say, I'm going to be like that one day. And the only way to be like that is sure is not to be inside here. And even though I was having a very good salary and income while working Prada, it's very prestigious, I was asking myself, but is this everything about life? So I come in here, yes, I'm leveraging the skills that I have as a good communicator, salesperson, blah, blah, blah. But is this everything? Monday to Friday, go back, eat, sleep, repeat. 2 weeks of vacation, blah, 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 blah. Look, just thinking, I get anxious again. So now I'm basically embraced to be an entrepreneur since 5 years. I have a main job. I'm a DI marketing manager for a French university, but I'm very lucky. I have a super good team, which is doing quite well. I have a lot of free time that is not free because I always do many things. But the other businesses aside that I do by myself. And it takes a lot of courage and leap of faith, because you got to win the fear of I'm not good enough. And I had it I think it's still there a little bit, but not as strong as before. Wow. I just do it now.
You just do it now. So what are the sort of businesses that you do on the side?
Now it's drugs, prostitution, bank
robbery. All right, we'll cut that out.
Bank robbery.
Awesome. So many
lucrative businesses. I do mainly. I've been doing acting and modeling since I was young. So here actually I have quite a good network that I either work as an agent, so I can provide for clients. They have a commercial, let's say. I can source all the talents. And then I've been doing some acting in a couple of movies.
Nice.
Again, I surrender to the flow of life. It's been an opportunity.
One of the things that you mentioned there, which I like, is called limiting beliefs. That is a very powerful phrase. Very powerful, right? I once went for a talk with when I heard this speaker. His name is Vishen Lakhiani. I don't know if you heard of him. He's the CEO of Mind Valley. And he was talking about beliefs that we carry with us since we are kids, that we limit ourselves, right?
Yes.
And in the Asian culture, there are many limiting beliefs. Many. This is something that we cannot deny. Asians, we are known for this culturally. That one, I would say, the Westerners do better than us. You guys have less of this, right? But how does an individual remove these limiting beliefs from their psyche, in order to actually prosper in their lives or do better?
Well, first of all, you have to acknowledge it.
Yes.
Acknowledge it. Okay, why am I stingy with the money? Okay, why am I so angry when people, they do not listen to me? So it's always start to acknowledge, awareness, acknowledge why I do have this pattern. And once you recognize where this pattern comes from, most of the time, it comes while you were a kid, maybe you were asking attention from your mother, but your mother was giving attention to your newborn brother. And for you, that one was a trauma. So anytime you try to reach out to someone, example, anytime you try to ask attention to your wife, to Mauri, to your colleague, and for some X reason, your wife, you're asking her, and then she's like at the phone, and she doesn't reply to you, you get angry. Because you're still carrying, I'm taking you as an example, I'm not saying... Just,
I don't do that.
Yeah.
Such a sweetheart.
Yeah, just an example. So any limiting belief is based on a trauma. So it's to spot where this comes from. And then there is a lot of work of forgiveness. For example, God bless my parents, amazing couple, still alive. But it took me some years to forgive them for these things about the money, like you cannot get whatever you want, money does not come from the trees. Yep. This kind of low vibrational energy of limiting you. While I was thinking always, I was dreaming when I was a kid that a thunder was coming down with a letter coming from the sky, give me like $1 million, that time was Italian liras. So that was my dreams, And it took me a long time to forgive them. And I don't want to blame them for that, but I forgive them. Now it's my own choice if I want to be abundant or want to still carry those limiting beliefs.
That's true. So basically it falls down to your own choice. You have to believe that it's your choice. Where you are is your choice. Right?
But still there is awareness. It's important that we acknowledge, okay, I am like that because of this. Okay, once you acknowledge, you create space. It's like you can see things from a different perspective. And already they lose a bit of power. Speaking out, they lose more power. Writing them down, they lose even more power. It's like a way to take them out, I
understand. I was watching one of your interviews recently. You were talking to Dr. Shashi, I think his name, right? Dr. Shashi. In fact, he's another guy. Dr. Roland is another friend. He'll be on the show as well soon. And you talked about sexual health.
Yeah.
Yeah, you talked about sexual. You talked about some of the supplements available for that and all that, which I found quite interesting. Now, with the decline, there's been a study that's saying that men, the amount of testosterone in us is declining by 20% every year among men.
Yeah.
Right. And sexual health is part of our manhood. It's part of who we are, right? If when a man can't hack it in the sack, as they say, it is a shot to the ego. Nothing bigger, right? Exactly. What would you prescribe, not medication, I mean way of life, to any man on how to improve that part of their life, or in other words, their libido?
That's an amazing question. Okay, like that, I would say immediately is lifestyle. So I will have a consultation with him and ask him how is the quality of sleep, how many hours he sleeps, and then according to that, prioritize sleep immediately. Okay, depends on the age, because the testosterone itself, after 25, 26 years of age, start to decline. There are ways through a good prioritizing sleep and a good diet, which I'm going to mention right now, and exercise, you can, without using testosterone, growth hormone, these kind of pharmaceutical things, you can support your testosterone. So is prioritizing sleep, diet. In Malaysia, there's so much carbohydrates going on. Carbohydrates and then fatty sauce like sambal, with a lot of oil. Those two things together, they speak the insulin. There's a lot of diabetics here in Malaysia. I guess is the second largest country in terms of diabetes in APAC area. So is the diet itself. And smoking, drinking a lot doesn't help. It's a combination of factor and then not doing any kind of movement. So you don't need to be a superhero. You just need to be someone that maybe after dinner, 20 minutes walk, a bit of exercise. Better if you can do it, if the man can do it in a team. So it's proven, there was a recent study of Harvard, a man who has been given a Porsche, and it was two men of 60 something, okay, so with low testosterone. One of them was given a Porsche to drive. Mm-hmm. His testosterone went high.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to say is this. There is a strong correlation, as we said before, between the mind, our feelings, and our body. So having fun is a big part, and having fun in a team. Go play basketball together, go to hiking together, play rugby together, soccer. It's very important. And I say this because I was discussing with Shashi, which is a good friend, and by time I do my testosterone, because I do a lot of sport, and when I had lower testosterone, most of the time Shashi told me, Mauri, because I'm always thinking about, make business, do this, create videos, men's circle, this and that, say, have fun. So it's a few things together. Very important is the quality of sleep, at least good quality 6 hours. And have an healthy diet. Healthy diet, again, you don't need to be, counting the calories, but surely as a little bit amount of carbohydrates, prioritize good quality protein, beef, chicken, and then according to religion, some people can eat different kinds of meat, but lean meat, fish, fresh veggies, no processed food. You go to Coffee and Bean, I have a coffee, yes, no sugar, please.
Oh, come on, you're killing me. I love sugar.
You gotta make choice.
Yeah, but how bad is sugar actually for us?
Okay, there is nothing bad. It depends on the amounts of it. The point is you should take maybe a gram of sugar, 2 grams of sugar a day, while people takes in Coca-Cola, candies, cake, probably 30, 40, 50 grams of sugar, which is empty calories. Spikes your insulin, and after a while the insulin goes down, you still feel, have you noticed if you eat a cake, after half an hour you can eat again?
Yeah.
Because that's a spike of insulin. When the insulin crashes, you still to eat again. Try to have half avocado and a chicken breast grilled. Then you tell me if after an hour, at least in 3 hours, maybe 3 hours it takes to, then to still feel the need of eating.
All right, I'll try that. Because I have to better my diet. That is something I really have to do. I need to keep myself. I have to live healthier. That's one thing I have to do. Now, with your men's circle, and you're growing to Penang now, and which is great. What do you aim to achieve? What is the end game for the men's circle?
This is a question that I have a vision, but you know what? Yes, the beautiful. I'm surrounded by a bunch of amazing souls, really, and I'm a very curious person. I ask a lot of, one of mine, because I got a few mentors, Arvin, a Malaysian guy. We discuss a lot. Yes, we had a beautiful, powerful Zoom call with a friend of ours, she's in Thailand as well, how to manifest, but with faith. So, everybody talks about law manifestation, law of attraction. We discuss about faith. And when we say faith, we try not to involve any religion. Faith is that beautiful, powerful belief on something that you cannot touch, you cannot hear, you cannot see, you cannot smell, but you know that it's there. Something bigger than you.
Yep.
You can name it whatever you want. Everybody, it's all the same.
Yeah,
the divine supreme energy.
Yeah.
And I try to have a vision, and the vision will be to have so much authority and credibility as a mentor, coach for men, as a facilitator of men's circle, men's retreat, which is something we didn't talk about, but men's retreat, that I will be able to organize beautiful, powerful 3-4 days a week men's retreat, but really we go through from A to Z, of men coming from all over the world, but doing in Malaysia. There's so much beauty in here, KKB, Gender Bike, Semenya, of course Borneo. I mean, think about you buy a bunch of people from all over the world, a week in Borneo, in the jungle, you do hiking, meditation, ice bath, workout, cooking together. Wow, that is the vision.
man. I will definitely. I
Having
spent,
Malaysia a hub of healing men's.
no, definitely,
all over the world.
and doing it in Borneo is amazing. I spent 4 years of my life there. Fantastic place. I want to go back. Yeah, it's amazing.
Paradise.
Paradise. Yeah. So now, as yourself, when you now, with men's circle and with men's retreat, you meet a lot of people and you see a lot of people and all that kind of stuff. To the younger generation that's coming up now, right? Because I have viewers who are of the younger age as well.
Fantastic.
I just found out last week. What would you advise the upcoming teens, male teens coming up in this world today, currently, with social media, with the challenges, with the distractions that they have? How can they focus more in life and become better people?
Wow, that's another interesting one.
I'm asking a lot of interesting questions.
Yeah, no, things that, I will love, and the plan is to, and it will happen for sure, I don't know when yet, to support the youngster, And it's going to be interesting from my side to find the same language with them, to understand how can I communicate and share. But what I would say is embrace, find the best as you can to understand what makes you, what you think is something that you can excel on in it, without getting any kind of comparison with others. And social media is a very tricky thing, because you see this 25 years of age guy, which is maybe made 3 million ringgit in a week because of crypto, and he's driving a Porsche with 3,000 girls. And you are 25, that you have a scooter, you have not even money to buy an Nasi Lemak. You feel like, but I happen to, the same goes with me. I say,
me too, yeah.
Okay. So that's why I don't watch it, Personally, I create content, but I rarely watch
Me too.
myself. Because it's easy to go in that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
But if you're a man of 36 or 46 or whatever, you've been going through life. So wait a second, you start to manage yourself. But if you are 25, you don't have an answer for that. You just feel extremely painful. You judge your parents because maybe your parents are driving a Proton and you see the other guy is driving, the father, a Porsche. So it creates a lot of separation. That's why it's so important to understand that each one of us has its own journey. We cannot compare others. And it took me 40 years to understand that because I used to compare myself. So do something that you can really feel is dancing, singing, writing, opening a podcast studio. I don't know, whatever makes you really feel happy, and get focused on that, because you know that that's your gift. And again, try to get less distracted as possible.
All right, fantastic, Maurizio. So we've come
Easy
to the end.
say, difficult.
Difficult to do. Tell me, but I do agree with you. I have made an effort to stop to not look at my videos or social media so much, because that's a rabbit hole, and once you get addicted to it, you just can't let go. So I stay away as much as I can. But you are 48 now. 46? Sorry.
Oh, I'm offended now.
No, sorry. Oh, you said 46, right?
46. I'm
46.
Okay, thank you very much.
No, hold on, man. One more question. Oh, God. Now, this is something that I'm asking because I've read the book, a book with a similar title, and I really loved it. And I wanted to get your opinion on it. This question to you is, what would you tell your 20-year-old self?
I respect you. I'm honored to share this journey with you. I say because I often speak to my inner child, especially when I see that he's asking attention. I say with goosebumps, I say to him, and I have a picture in front of me that I think I was around 7, 8. I always tell him, I'm honored to share this journey with you. I'm very proud of you for all the resilience, all the things that you've been facing. And I really feel the love of this little Maori, which is always in my left-hand side, and there is a lot of gratitude because of him, I'm the person that I am. And I want to share something with you. A good friend of mine, an English guy, having a dinner told me, Maori, have you ever called upon yourself, your elder self? And I did it once. I just visualized, the elder self. I saw it in this way, and I perceive, I couldn't see the man, but I perceive a man which was very happy. So you see how is it, you give thanks to your inner child, and the elder self basically says, you just keep going what you're doing and everything will be fine. So it's pure reassurance, you know that? Because I know that whatever I've been doing before, whatever I am doing and I will do is always love-based. I definitely choose love and not fears. That's for sure. And I've been trying in many ways possible to express this love. Right now I'm doing it men's circle. Next time, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. But for sure, always love is the main drive, for sure.
My goodness, that's a very beautiful way to end this session. Thank you so much, Maury. Thank you so much for being here. I truly enjoyed it. What an enlightening session this was. Now, to all of you all watching, thank you so much. Please share your comments. If you have any questions on your well-being, on your personal health, please share in the comments, and we will definitely pass it on to Maury and get his opinion on it. And we'll also be sharing your social links on the postings as well.
Thank you.
So do you have any updates, any upcoming events that you want to talk about?
Yes, thank you. So 11th of November at the My Student Cafe, the 4-hour session of the men's circle. If you're interested, but against you, I guess it's going to be too late. On the 31st or 19th of November, there is the International Men's Health. There's going to be events all around Kuala Lumpur. So if you follow my social media, I will post it.
Nice. And we'll be sharing it as well. So be sure to follow Choose Day by Maury, right? No? Tuesday with Maury, sorry.
Sorry, let me repeat. So Tuesday with Maury, and I'm 46, not 48, okay?
I was right. The second time.
46, not 48. You know, this guy is drinking too much.
Too many
Stop
beers.
drinking.
Stop drinking. Go for one of his men's circles. Yeah.
Stop drinking. Come to the men's circle.
Done. I will definitely be there. I shook hands with you. I'll definitely be there. So yeah. So follow Tuesday with Maury.
Yeah.
Yes. On IG, I'll be sharing the links on all the videos that we post on our Facebook, IG, TikTok, and YouTube as well. So thank you for joining. Thank you so much, Maury. It's such a pleasure, buddy.
Really,
such a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Take care, guys. And as always, stay tuned, subscribe, share, and we'll see you soon. Bye.